what brings or what takes a woman to go in depression. Hey there, hope you guys are doing great. Let me do something and just tell me what am I doing, okay? I don't want to talk, I just want to sleep. What state of mind it is? Yes, you are right, it is depression. So why we women go on depression and then we put on weight is what I'm going to talk. So why we even go to depression stage? So before depression, what could have happened? You could have got angry on that situation, then the anger would have not cooled down, you become upset about that situation, and still it is not fixed, it goes under depression. So that's how we reach in depression. And when we go in depression, what we do? Depression is an unhappiness state of mind where it stays for long.
And as you can see, I was just crying a little bit. Just had a little bit of a breakdown in a car, like we all do at some point. Just like need to talk about something. Overweight is so it's interesting because I feel like people can just, they think they can say anything to you about it all the time. Like you don't know. Like you don't know you're overweight. Like, oh, I have no idea. I had no freaking idea. So, I don't know. It builds up after a while. You're probably thinking, you're overreacting. I'm not overreacting. Because you know what? It never gets old how people can just think they can always just say something about your weight. Always. Like I have no idea. Like it's not something I'm working on. Like it's not something that I'm aware of. It's just such a weird thing to me. I just don't get it. Like, and I just felt so overwhelmed because I guess it's one thing because I hear it constantly, you know, not just on the internet, but it's something that I've dealt with like for my entire life. You know, like I've always been bigger. I'm extremely aware of my body. I'm aware of my weight. I'm aware of like my health. Trust me, I'm aware of my health. Like, believe it or not, I actually have pretty good health for my weight. Because that's a whole nother conversation and a whole other misconception. But it never gets old. Like it's crazy that people think they can always just, like, why? Like, you really think I don't know, I don't get it. Like, it's not like you don't hear that stuff all the time. Like, as like people only see you as fat. That's how it feels. Like that's what gets so frustrating. It's like, okay, you look at me and that's the first thing you see, and then that's what you start to label me as, and I'm like, little things will happen and like trigger you, and then it all just bottles up, and like like just hit me the wrong way, and it's like, why did you have to do that? Why did you have to just say that? Like, so unnecessary. Like, I'm aware it's something I work on, and I don't need you to say it. I'm not blind. Someone out there has to relate where it's just like you feel like it's always the top of conversation. Like when I was a kid, you know, it was always something that had to be talked about. Like I went to the gym with my grandma like 3 days a week, 4 days a week when I was a kid. Like it's always been a thing, and sometimes you just don't want to fucking hear it because you know it. We're not dumb. We're not ignorant to it. We're not blind. But other people think like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe if I tell her to lose weight, she'll do it. Oh, it's really not that fucking simple. And like, shut up. It just gets so old. It just gets so old. And sometimes you just don't want to hear it. I don't know if anyone out there will relate to this. I don't know if I'll even leave this video up. But in this moment, I'm just frustrated and like hoping someone out there can relate.
There are multiple reasons when we go in Google and find what is the reasons for depression. It could be a life-changing event, it could be a death or illness, it could be medical condition, it could be hereditary, and it could be many more. But as per me, the reasons are different, which I have gone through, which I'm going to share, and that is going to help you to think, are you going through this? Can you come out of it? Is what my thing, because nobody in life should be in depressed stage. So what is depression? Depression is a state of our mind where we are unhappy or sad for a longer time. Does we directly go to a depression? No. So what happened? For example, you have a fight with your husband or a boyfriend. So what happened then? You expect him to say sorry, and he may forget, or he don't want to. I don't know what is his reasons. So what we expect that he say sorry by the evening. It doesn't happen. So you wait another day, next day, and like that 1 week happen. So you have been in the state for 1 week. That is the upset stage. And you are in a dilemma and a conversation with your heart. Should I say sorry? Why it is prolonging? Why is ignoring? All those thoughts comes in. And then you just leave that as it is, and you go into depression. You may be doing all household work and everything, but when you come depression, it's inside impacting you. You will not be happy from inside. So that's what the stages of depression, how we go into depression. So it's better to fix at the early stage rather to go in that stage, right? So let's talk about what we do in depression. Well, when I was in depression, I was sleeping, eating, And when it comes to depression to girls, lot of chocolates, lot of ice creams, we love sweets, and that's the reason I put on so much weight at that time. And it took 6 years for me to come out of it, because I was not strong from inside. So anybody can come out of the depression only when they make their heart and mind strong. That's what I have learned. And I don't want anybody, especially women, to go under depression, because it impacts the whole family. Whether you're married or not married, because you are impacting the family, your mood status impact your family. So never ever be depressed. Okay, so depression ends up in extra weight in our body, because we become so lazy. We find 101 excuses not to do workouts, eat nicely, and sleep, because we are not good, we are in depressed. So that's the reason depression is very, 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 very dangerous for you to gain more weight. So we need to come out of this depression, and I want each one of you to be happy and beautiful, be fantastic and beautiful in life. So here are things which I'm sharing about depression and why somebody get into depression. So I will do a next video where I will talk about how we can take out. So this video I'm going to just share what are the reasons somebody go into it. Okay, now when I have gone through it, now I've done some research on me, why I gone on depression, a person like me who is always happy, right? Now let me share what were my reasons to go on depression. First was low self-esteem. So when I had low self-esteem, I was so conscious about my body weight, because my height is less. I'm just 4'11" and not even 5. I was fat, okay, and I don't come from a very rich background. So all these criteria, when a boy look a girl, no, they look all these things, and people put a lot of pressure on you about marriage status and everything. So that has cultivated somewhere a very low esteem in me. So that was my first reason. Second was self-judging. As I had low esteem, I started self-judging myself. And what happened in my life? A guy committed to me, and then he left me. So I started judging, why did he left? Either I'm fat, either I'm not good, I'm short height. I was judging whole my body, my family, my status, everything, without even confronting him and asking what was his reason. So that was my second reason. Third reason is insecurities, right? So you get insecure because you got somebody so much loving in your life and you don't want them to leave, right? And when they should not leave, you try to hold them with full confidence that you say whatever I will do, whatever you say, right, wrong, doesn't matter. You invest yourself so much in that relationship, right? So that's what I started feeling insecure about. When he will leave, what will happen? And the environment, because the surroundings, whether it's your family, society, everything, if somebody is pushing you down every time, you develop a slow self-image. So I have been always pushed, whether it's family, friends, maybe I've taken things for joke, but it hurts me, right? People don't understand that. And sometimes we just let it go because we think maybe they are right and I'm dumb. I literally think I'm dumb than other people. So that's the thing, I have always accepted what people have said. So it's cultivated low self-image in me. My belief system, okay? So from childhood, whatever belief system we cultivate, right, that drives your whole life. So your past, your belief system does matter why we end up going in depression. So if we need to work on depression, we need to work on these 5 things. your self-judging, your insecurities, your environment, your belief system, and your self-image. These are the five things which needs to be fixed if you want to be strong in your life. Now, currently, why am I talking about depression? Because I don't want you fantastic and beautiful women to be in depression. We are born here to be happy and live happy. That's what I have learned in my life, and that's what I'm sharing here. So why I want to be happy? Because if you are happy, people around you are going to happy, whether it's family, it's your husband, boyfriend, anybody. So we need to get happy from inside. Bye bye, take care.